whatever time it is that you're watching this video. For me, it's and by evening I mean whatever time it is that you're watching this video. For me, it's evening. It's almost 11 p.m. right now, and it's been quite the day. First day of classes at the university, so we good. Things have been starting up again, and I'm just trying to stay above water right now, because not only has classes started, but work has started again as well. But so far, so good. I just need to get into the swing of things and get a routine going, and I should be fine. Anyway, with that little quick update about what's going on right now, let's talk about today's video. It's going to be a little bit of a tutorial of one of the programs that I use to create all of the overdub videos that you see on my channel. This software, which I have mentioned in a previous video, is called OpenShot Video Editor. It is an open source, completely free program that is a little bit difficult to use at first. You have to get used to it a little bit. But once you do get used to it, I think it's very powerful, high fidelity, and it works for me. You know, you have seen my videos. You know, use it if you think that quality is all right. Granted, some of the video quality in those I've noticed recently is less than stellar. For some reason, sometimes my computer uploads some videos that are just a little bit weird. Anyways, this is the program itself. This is the interface that you see when you first open a project, minus these two things over here. I'll get to how I got those. Don't worry about the dates and stuff. This is just when it was all recorded. This is obviously based on that title. There is going to be the departure recording that I did last week's video for, or you know what I mean. This is from last week's video. I'm just doing a small demo with the two clips that you see here. This is the full cover, and then this is one of the videos that I took. I don't want to go through the process of a whole thing, because I think I can do it. I think I can get it done with just one video. You know. That being said, let's talk about the program. First off, we have our standard functions up in the top left. These are just like administrative things on your computer side. So if you click this, it's going to open a new project. It'll ask you if you want to save changes to the old project before you create a new one, because it actually closes one project to open another. If you want to open two projects at once, you actually have to physically double click on their icons on the desktop or from the folder wherever you're opening it. This is open project button. These are nothing new. This is simply a save project, and once you save it, it'll ask you to rename the video and all that. We have simple undo and redo. Very, very useful. Import files. Import files is quite important here. This is actually how you're going to get these videos in here. So once you click import files, it'll give you this. Gonna all my files. I didn't think this far ahead. It's gonna give you a big ol' window where you're going to get these files, right? So I'll just click on departure. This is where I have all of the files related to departure, i.e. these like little thumbnail things. This is where I put that at the beginning of the video. Ooh, voice crack. I put this in the middle of the video. Also, side note, if you hear screaming, don't worry. There's a little get-together happening downstairs. So this is a folder where I keep all of the departure stuff. You know, I do this for every video. Anyways, so simply click on a video and click open, and it will import to your project. And that's how I got these here. And yeah, that's those. This one is choose profile. Now profile would be this. This is what all the profiles look like. So I use typically the 1920 by 1080, one of them. There are a couple different options, so, and I don't remember off the top of my head which one I use, so I'm just gonna not use that right now. And this is just how what the dimensions are for your screen. How HD is it? You know, what's the quality of it? 720 is obviously HD, but obviously things have been upgraded. This is quite an old program, I'm assuming. It is HD, but we have better HD nowadays, 1080 and even 4K. But I don't think this can actually do 4K. So if you're looking for that, or no, it can. Yeah, no, it can do 4K. So yeah, that was silly of me. Anyways, so choose profile. That's what that does. This one right here is full screen, which is just full screen. And this little red circle you see here normally looks like a record symbol, at least to me, but it actually exports the project. Once you're done with the project, then you're ready to get a draft out to your computer as an MP4 file or whatever file format you want to do. Then you'd click this button and it would export, and we'll actually go ahead and take a look at that. So this is my C drive, Untitled project. We can rename that, and you can deal with all these stuff if you want. Simply the video profile would be fine. That's just what I use. If you want to go to advanced, you can mess with the profile again, get it a little bit more specific to what you want. Image sequence, that's the image format, which I'm not actually sure what that means, because this is all video. I'm assuming it might be if you capture a picture from video, this is what it would be at, or is that a different? It might be a different program that I'm thinking of. So disregard that. I mean, if you're doing something like I'm doing, you won't need it. Video settings is what video file it should be exported to, and audio settings, same thing. AAC is just the encoding that the audio is you know. So if you know about all that stuff and want to mess with it, you can. It has that option before you export the file. Now let's get to the functionality of the actual program itself. This was the most confusing part for me when I first got started. First off, we're just gonna click and drag this to track 5. You can quickly add new tracks just by clicking this. You know, typically I'll go for 9 if it's an octet arrangement, maybe 10 or 11, sometimes 16 or whatever. But now I'm gonna have to go through and remove all these, which is fun, and I did that to myself. See how easy it is to add them, and then you gotta click 2 buttons instead of 1 to get rid of them, so that's cool. Anyways, so if we were to play this, let's see if my desktop audio is being captured. I think it is. Yes, it should be. Yeah, so if we were to play this, it's just the file. I don't know how loud that is for y'all, but that's just the audio file that's in the departure video. Now this is only one of the parts. Look at that beautiful face. I love that. That's great. I didn't actually look at this video before. So let's hope there's nothing obscene on it. There shouldn't be. But I am going to just turn off the volume for the video because we won't need it. Now what you can do in this case, prefacing this, what we're doing right now is lining up the video to the audio. And this should be, if I'm not mistaken, part 1. Actually, I think this was one where I had a lot of yeah, I had a take or 2. Maybe I stopped. No, this should be it. This should be the take that actually works. That's me clicking my mouse on my stand. Beep beep outside. So I'm going to trim this file. I'm going to slice it. I'm going to keep the right side and push it back. Maybe that'll be lined up. Maybe it won't. Another trick, actually, what you can do is right click this and it'll give you a bunch of different options. You can split the clip. Sorry, that image looks way funnier when it's stretched out like that. I like that. That might be the thumbnail. So where was I? I got distracted by myself. So you can preemptively trim this, clip this. Yeah, clip this. You can split the video so that it's only a certain part of it. If you know you only want a certain part of it in the project, like in my case, I do this all the time because I know I'm getting video of me clicking on the audio to like play it so that I can hear it as I play along. And I don't want that part. I don't want the part of me just clicking the mouse. So I get rid of that immediately. Cool. You can do the same thing with audio stuff too. If you only want a certain part of the audio, but you're not going to see it. You're just going to have to hear it. Okay. Now let's just see where we're at. You know, if we let this go, there's a little bit of silence at the beginning. So actually, first part is playing at the very beginning, which means there's a lot of silence here that shouldn't be here. So I'm going to trim this. Doing this all live, live-ish. I mean, it's obviously recorded, but doing this on the spot because I wanted to just kind of explain the process while I do it. So let's try this again. I'm obviously sitting in silence there. I'm picking up the horn, about to play. That right there in the video is when I'm supposed to start playing. So that means that this part should go about here. And if you hold control on your keyboard with this program and scroll up, it'll zoom in. Same as most things. So I'm going to go ahead and trim this one more time. Bring it all the way over here about. So that's when I start playing. So now I can start moving this around. Yeah, so that's about right. Yeah, actually, so this is still early. Is part 1 playing that? No, I think that's part 3. See, I don't even remember my own arrangements right now. So it looks like it's still a little bit early, so I'm going to move it back, right? Bum, 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 bum. That is when part 1 actually comes in. So I'm going to stick this way back here. Let's see if that lines up. Still a little bit late. Let's see if we can get it. Yeah, that's it. That's right there. Yeah, see, so now the slide is lined up with the audio, just how I want it. Usually what I'll do is just go through that a bunch. Yeah, you know. What you can do is put a metronome in the video with the audio. You don't have to turn the audio off immediately like I did. You can actually have a metronome with the video that would line up with the audio if you want to. I personally just don't do that. I like to go off the site because that's what the end viewer is going to also be seeing. Sometimes there's video latency or audio latency that would kind of make it hard for me to line it up with a metronome, just because of the way I have my camera set up. For some of you it may work, but for me it does not. So anyways, a couple settings over here. The one with the magnet is basically just this will clip to the nearest thing. Like if we go to the end here, actually I can scroll out now. If we put it here, okay, that doesn't work actually because it's too long. Let's just trim some of the end off. So notice how it it's kind of sticking, teleporting a little bit to the left. So I'm gonna undo that so I keep the line up. I personally turn that off because sometimes that'll get in the way. When you have a bunch of tracks together, their ends will snip to each other or magnetize to each other. That's just kind of how it feels. It feels like a magnet. So I turn that off for each of the clips just so I can drag it more smoothly like this. it's a useful tool though. Razor tool is, I mean, you can just, yeah, that's exactly what it sounds like. If you click on a spot, it just splits it in half. It's the same thing as doing here, and okay, I'm gonna turn that off before I accidentally mix anything up. Slice and keep both sides. You can do that if you want. Anyways, so add a marker. This is now when we're getting into the nitpicky part of stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lock this track so I don't accidentally drag it around. See, I'm clicking and I can no longer drag this around. But I can drag this around if I wanted to. Maybe I can't. Yeah, okay, so I can't. I don't know why. Well, you know what? I'm not going to mess with it anymore. So it doesn't really matter that I can't select that. But anyways. So let's go on, right? For my videos, actually, I'm going to turn this volume off as well. Or at least really small. So we don't have to hear that really loud every time I play this. So now what I like to do is obviously think about where I want to put the video on the screen and how to do that. So how to do that, we go over to this thing up here. You can crop the video in different ways. I use these sometimes, not all the time. But what I do, very first thing I do is look for the scale X and scale Y. Double click on that and type 0.5. That just makes it real small. And actually for this one, I do believe it was like 0.36 or something like that. I think that was the number I went with. And then if you go to location X and location Y. Position has to do with where it is on the track itself. Like the time. So 7.4 actually refers to this track starts at 7 seconds and 40 milliseconds. So anyways, with this, you can start dragging it back and forth, and it won't like clip to the edge of the thing. So you kind of have to eyeball it. And then what I like to do is go ahead and type in the number, because sometimes when you drag, it actually becomes 31.8 or something like that. So a solid 0.32 or negative 0.32 you can get from actually typing it in. And if I want this in the corner, it's also actually a solid negative 0.32. That just happens to be for this video size. This is for landscape. Sometimes I'll record square, sometimes I'll record portrait, and it all just becomes different dimensions. You can play with it. Like, these things are draggable bars and it responds in real time. So obviously play with that so that you can get the hang of it and all that stuff. Shear X and Y does this, which is cool, I guess. I don't use that. So the start, what does that refer to? That refers to actually when you trimmed the video. So this video doesn't start until, or this clip rather, doesn't start until 38.97 seconds into this original clip, or yeah, original clip here. That's what that means. I honestly don't know what these last three do. Volume mixing, like, you have that option, but I haven't noticed a difference in what that does. Like, I do all my volume in a different software, or sorry, audio in a different software, so it doesn't matter to me what that does, you know? Like, I don't use it. So unfortunately, I can't give you any more information on that. Track 4, obviously this is track 4. Volume, I already set that to 0, but you can set it to other things. Alpha has to do with how visible you are. Channel filter and channel mapping, I think, have to do with, again, audio, but I do all that in another software, so it doesn't matter. Enable video and enable audio, I mean, that's self-explanatory. This is where it ends. Frame number, I guess it would just tell you, this is describing, do you see a frame number or whatever. And gravity center is a little bit interesting. So if I put it left, this location is now slightly different, because the gravity, or its like center, is elsewhere, you know. So I'll let you play with that. I don't use it. This is rotation, scale best fit. Excuse me. I don't know what that does either. I'm being honest. I don't know what a lot of things this do. I'm just kind of explaining how I use the software to do the things that I do. So now, we're going to talk about markers now. If we zoom in a little bit, this little green thing, and notice how this is highlighted green as well, that is a marker. If we move this, that becomes blue because we're no longer over the marker. But once we go back over it, it becomes green. And if we right click, we can remove keyframe. So marker and keyframe are like really the same thing. I guess marker, actually, this would just, I guess you could just use that as a, I think marker's different actually now that I'm looking at it. You just use it to, I guess, mark something for your own thing, you know? Keyframes is what I was thinking of. Keyframes actually matter. So if we were to play the video right now, it starts shrinking, right? It starts shrinking and going left and up. That's because the marker, or rather the keyframe, starts here. And it also is set to linear, which means just gradually go from starting position to this position. That's actually how I did that growth of Gon's face, is by setting the scale to a certain size and then setting the scale to the end size at the end, and then setting it to linear, so it just automatically goes, just grows, you know? So to fix this problem of it doing that, I like to look at these numbers, figure out what they are, scooch it all the way back, make sure to click play just to update where it is, and then type in those numbers again. See, now they're negative 26 and 49. So if I just quickly type those in, then boom, we should have, okay, actually, see, yeah, so this is, for some reason, the marker ended up here instead of back here where I wanted it. So let's try that again. Okay, actually, I don't know why that's doing that. Oh, because the scale is different. The scale is not 0.5. Look at me being silly. The scale is 0.6. Or 0.36 rather. So that's me. I'm just typing in the wrong numbers. Yep, okay, there we go. So that fixed it. Right, so that's how to get the video to the location. You just play with these numbers to make them go to different spots. Because you can add more videos. Like, I can add the same video if I wanted to, and then make it really small, and then make it go over here. And then once I play them, they just kind of play. See, I'm going to turn the volume off of that as well. See, now it's just playing alongside of it. And then once I export the video, this is exactly what would show. But, okay, I did not mean to do that. Remove that. So I don't think there's anything else. Oh, one more thing actually. I like to use this fade. You can animate and do all this stuff with the video. I only use the fade. You can make it fade in fast, which means it's gonna like start from darkness and just kind of, you know, fade in there, like the title suggests. And you can do the same thing with out. If you go end of clip, fade out, which I just think that's cool. I use that for my videos. With that being said, I mean, once you get that done, once you get your project done, then export it and you should be good. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I hope it was informational. Have a good one. Oh, actually, let me do my outro, my normal outro. Subscribe to the Discord. Oh, goodness me. Subscribe to the Discord. You know what? I'm leaving it at that.